Have you ever made a promise to yourself, a serious, determined promise, felt that fire for 3 days, and then watched it quietly fade away? Maybe you told yourself, this is the year I'll get in shape, but your gym pass stayed in your wallet, unused. Maybe you bought a stack of books to learn something new, but today they're sitting untouched on the shelf. Or maybe you've set the same goal year after year, and every December you're left with that same quiet feeling, not quite disappointment, but something close. If that cycle sounds familiar, if you're tired of starting strong and finishing nowhere, this story is for you. Because once there was someone who tried to change everything in 1 week, and it didn't work, until he learned something simple. You don't need to. In a busy city, in an ordinary apartment, lived a man named Aryan. Aryan was diligent, capable, and quietly frustrated. Not because he didn't try, but because every time he tried to change, he ended up right back where he started. Every New Year's Day, Aryan would wake up feeling determined. This time, he'd say, I'm doing it all. He'd write a long list, work out for an hour, read 50 pages, study a new language, wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, eat clean. For 3 days, he'd follow it perfectly. He'd feel unstoppable. People would notice. Aryan, you seem different, they'd say. He'd smile. I'm becoming the person I want to be. But by day 4, his body ached. By day 5, he was exhausted. By day 6, he skipped one thing, then another. Within 2 weeks, he was back to his old routine, feeling worse than before. Not just because he'd slipped up, but because he'd convinced himself once again, maybe I just can't change. His sister would visit and see the untouched dumbbells, the unread books, the quiet resignation. Why not start smaller, she'd asked softly. But Aryan would shake his head. If I'm going to change, it has to be complete, all or nothing. What Aryan didn't see was this. His all or nothing thinking was the very thing holding him back. He'd repeated this cycle 12 times in 6 years. 12 bursts of hope, 12 quiet endings. One autumn evening, an invitation arrived, his 10-year college reunion. He almost didn't go, but something made him walk into that hall, carrying the quiet weight of years of unchanged days. And there he saw them, old friends who had started businesses, traveled the world, written stories, run marathons. Aryan stood to the side, smiling politely. Just keeping busy, he'd say when asked. But inside, a voice whispered, I've been trying to change for 10 years, and I'm exactly where I started. Then he noticed Vikram. In college, Vikram was the one who never seemed focused, always late, barely passing, no clear plans. But now, Vikram looked different, healthy, calm, lighter. Aryan finally walked over. Vikram, you look well. What happened? Vikram smiled. I started getting 1% better every day. Aryan almost laughed. 1%? That's nothing. Vikram's smile softened. That's what I thought too, until someone showed me the math. Before Aryan could reply, Vikram handed him a card. Her name is Naina. She helps people rebuild. Tell her I sent you. That night, Aryan stared at the card. Part of him wanted to toss it away, another hope that would likely fade. But another part, a quieter part, wondered, what if this time it's different? Naina's space was simple, quiet, calm, with a single whiteboard. She listened as Aryan shared his pattern, big starts, quick burnout, quiet shame. When she finished, she nodded slowly. Aryan, you're not failing, you're just using a method that doesn't work for you. She walked to the whiteboard and wrote 2 lines. 1.01 to the 365th power equals 37.8. 0.09 to the 365th power equals 0.03. Aryan looked curious. Naina explained, if you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you don't become 1% better or 365% better. You become 37 times better. She let that sit. But if you let yourself slip by 1% each day, you don't decline slowly, you almost disappear. Something shifted in Aryan's mind.
The gap between who you are and who you can be isn't crossed in a leap. It's crossed in 365 small steps. Nina handed him a notebook. Forget your list. Pick one habit, the smallest version of what you want. Aryan thought, I want to exercise. Smaller. I want to go for a run. Even smaller. Aryan paused. I want to put on my running shoes. Nina smiled. Good. For the next week, just put them on. You don't have to run. Just wear them. Aryan almost objected. It felt too small, almost silly. But for the first time, a goal didn't feel heavy. It felt light. The next morning, Aryan put on his running shoes. Then he sat at his table and drank his tea. Day 2, shoes on, sat again. Day 3, shoes on, walked to the door, walked back. Day 4, his sister visited, confused. Going for a run? No, Aryan said, just wearing my shoes. Day 5, shoes on, stepped outside, stood for a minute, then came back in. Day 6, something shifted. Aryan put on his shoes, stepped out, and his feet began to move, not because he forced them, but because standing still felt strange. He walked for 3 minutes, came home, took off his shoes. That was it. Week 2, Nina checked in. How's it going? I've put on my shoes every day. Sometimes I walk, not far, just a little. Don't add anything yet. Just keep this one thread intact. Weeks passed. The ritual became part of his morning. Shoes on, door open, body moving. 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 20. A month later, a coworker remarked, "You seem more alive. Are you exercising regularly?" Aryan paused. Was he? He'd moved his body 30 days straight. He'd never done anything for 30 days straight. Yes, he said, surprising himself. I guess I am. That's when Nina introduced the second habit. Now you're someone who moves every day. Your identity has shifted. What's the next 1%? Aryan chose to read for 10 minutes before bed. Just 10, 1 page if that's all he managed. Then a third, practice Spanish for 5 minutes daily. Not an hour, 5. Then a fourth, drink water first thing in the morning. Small, consistent, almost invisible. 6 months later, Aryan had moved his body 180 days in a row. He now walked for 30 minutes each morning. He'd read 8 books. 10 minutes each night adds up. He'd completed a beginner Spanish course. He drank water upon waking without thinking. He journaled for 5 minutes each evening. He wasn't doing everything he once listed. He was doing a few small things every day without fail and without faltering. His sister visited again. She stood at the door looking at him. Aryan, you look like yourself, but more. What happened? He smiled. 1% different every day. No, she said softly. You look like the person you always wanted to be. Aryan glanced in the mirror. She was right, but the change had been so gradual he hadn't noticed it happening. That's how real change works. Quiet, steady, until one day it's unmistakable. 1 year after that reunion, Aryan found himself in a similar room. This time, people didn't ask, "What have you been up to?" They asked, "Aryan, how did you do it? You seem at peace. What's the secret?" Aryan smiled, remembering Vikram's words. I got 1% better every day. Some nodded politely, but a few, the ones who were tired of starting over, leaned in. What does that actually look like? And Aryan spoke of Nina, of the running shoes, of one small habit, of identity built through repetition. One woman said, "But I want to change so much. Where do I even start?" Aryan took out his notebook. Start with the smallest version of what you want. If you want to write, write 1 sentence a day. If you want to get fit, put on your workout clothes. If you want to learn music, pick up the instrument for 2 minutes. That seems too small to matter. That's what I thought too, Aryan said. But ask yourself, would you rather do something tiny every day or something huge once and then never again? Friend, Aryan's story isn't unique. It's yours, it's mine, it's everyone who has ever wanted to change but felt overwhelmed by the journey. Here's the truth that changes everything. You don't have to transform your life in a day. You just have to improve by 1%. But you must do it daily. Remember these 3 things. First, small habits compound. That 1% seems invisible today, but in 6 months, a year, you will be someone new. Second, identity shapes action. You don't need to run a marathon. You need to become the person who puts on their shoes. The action follows the being. And third, never break the chain. Missing 1 day slows momentum. Missing 2 can reset progress. Consistency is the quiet engine of change. So, here's your invitation. Starting today, choose 1 habit, just 1, the smallest version
Of something you wish to nurture. So small it feels almost effortless. Then do it every single day for 30 days. Don't expand it, don't add more. Just prove to yourself that you can keep 1 gentle promise. Because the person who can keep 1 promise can keep any promise. And that 1%, compounded over a year, will make you 37 times closer to who you wish to become. If this story resonated with you and you're ready to start your own 1% journey, remember, you're not alone. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And in the comments, let us know, what's your 1 small habit? Let's grow together, 1% at a time. This is English Story and Motivational, signing off with a reminder, your journey matters. Begin small, but begin.